Hello.
Hi.
Probably too loud. Um, Hold on. Uh, it's a bit of encoding stuff going on. Anyway, hello. uh, I don't think anyone is watching this. Someone popped in, for a bit and then just kind of left. But, you know, perhaps people are going to be watching this, sooner, eventually. Uh, you know? Uh, Hi. This is this is the live director's commentary stream for Snow White and the Seven Deadly Sins, which is a movie that I made for a class. If you haven't seen it, then I suggest you check it out. It's on my YouTube channel. Uh, uh, and I'm this basically is an opportunity for me to talk to y'all about the stream, well, not the stream, the movie, because I think that it's hold on, let me turn this down for a bit. There we go. Anyway, as I was saying, it's an opportunity for me to talk to y'all about the this about the movie. The thing is, the movie, it's not really not it's not like anything really special, if you could call it that. It's quite amateur. Some might say bad, but frankly, I'm kind of proud of it. You know, even if some parts of it might be considered the bad, but it was fun to write. It was fun to um create, uh, fun to film, fun to edit, all that sort of stuff. It was really fun to just, you know, do all of that sort of stuff. And it gave the opportunity to learn what it's like, uh, to make something like this. So I'm just gonna get it ready. In the meantime, you can see you can have a cool OBS screen. Ooh, amazing, incredible uh streaming. But hold on. Ooh, that's cool. It's like a block. Yeah, this stream is gonna be quite janky. 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 It's more like janky, but yeah. So let's just set this up. If you expected something polished, you know, a bit of it, it's a bit polished, but really, maybe not that much. Let's open with VLC. Get that VLC experience. Let's go. Okay, first, okay, hold on. Let's first should I change my encoder? Because like I'm worried that it's gonna like stop streaming and then it's like start weirdly again. But I might, cause like I don't want to just it seems a bit laggy. Hold on. Let's re-encode this for a bit. Hold on. Well, actually, I don't know. Yeah, okay. Let's, fine. If anyone comes in and it's weird, why the hell? Okay. So, this is, as I was saying, being a bit of a goofy goober. Hopefully you can see all of it, because we're going to start now. Yeah, this, not a very professional stream, but again, if you were expecting professional, go watch Fortnite Ninja. You can see my full name, Hopefully that won't come to bite me in the ass. I can say stuff right now. In fact, this castle, I think it's in Spain. I got it from Wikimedia Commons. And this title was made in Photopea. Now, Photopea is like an online kind of photo editing application, Photoshop kind of thing. The deal is, I have GIMP, and that's ad free, and it has some stuff that Photopea doesn't have. But what Photopea does have is a lot of features that GIMP doesn't have. So what I'm saying is that they're different programs. And one of the things it has is a ton of built-in fonts. It has like all the fonts from Google Fonts, which if you haven't been to Google Fonts, that's a lot of fonts. But it also has more fonts, and they're grouped by like scripts. And by script, I mean like type, like writing system. So just in general, really, really something. Hold on, is anyone watching this? One person liked it. That's good enough for me. People will be able to watch this later. Anyway, let's continue. Oh, yeah, this is from Freesound. A lot of sounds from Freesound. It's just such a, and the music. This is not from YouTube Music Library, but it is from Freesound. The rest of the music is from YouTube Music Library, which is an underappreciated resource. Well, this music freely available to download.
Your Majesty. Yes? Why don't I get also get girls? Well, Miss White, you're not old enough. I'm 29 years old. I just have a good skincare routine. Well, Miss White, I don't have a throat full. Oh, I'm sure there's one in the store. I'm sure there isn't. I'll go check. How stubborn.
Okay, so first scene. I want to tell you some things. This is like uh this is like it's like in class how teacher is showing you a YouTube video and it then constantly pauses. I don't know if you've ever experienced that. I have. But now I'm on the other end of it and it feels a bit weirder. The script I think was created October of 2022. Um I'd say October. But I had the idea uh quite a while ago. It was the title, just the title, Snow White, the Seven Deadly Sins, because Seven Dwarfs, Seven Deadly Sins. There's an XKCD that was like, I can't differentiate between groups of seven, because there are a lot of different groups of seven. Not including the group of seven that is actually called the group of seven. Like the painters. Hold on. Yeah, okay, there we go. Uh, you're gonna see these people's names at the end. But Queen was originally supposed to be played by a different person, but they were unavailable for filming when we filmed these original scenes. And so we got Hannah, who was wonderful to do it. They did a great job. This is the Dramatorium. Uh, it is you know, uh, where all the stuff at my school. I'm giving away a lot of information about myself here. Uh, but I mean, I think a lot of people do, frankly. Uh, I I get like the thing is, I could like have, because I want to credit people. I also want to know, I also want to tell you all about this sorts of stuff, and I also want to like show like have it as like a class thing. So, but I also wanted to publish it to the world. And so you get into that sort of gray area in which it's like, do I reveal a lot? Or like, yeah, how much do I reveal? So yeah, this is the drama space. This is where a lot of productions are created and performed. We call it the Dramatorium. It's a portmanteau of auditorium and drama. Dramatorium. The thing is, the auditorium is big, which means it's also very echoey. And this place is also a bit echoey because it's quite big. This chair is the standard throne. It's in a lot of different productions. Uh, there, you know, if you've seen one of the King Arthur plays that Jericho made, if you even know who Jericho is, uh, then you've seen this before. You've probably seen it, a couple of times, because like, props are usually accrued over a bunch of time. In a way, it's kind of like files on a computer in that you like accrue them and you just kind of use them. Like, oh, you just like to test. Like, when I want to test something, I just use random files in my computer. Anyway, let's continue. The ending was like a Bach piece. Uh, yeah, this is the beginning.
I'm sure there isn't. I'll go check.
It's classic.
How stubborn.
So the red, well, that's kind of an unflattering shot. There we go. the red dress, Snow White, the Dinsey version, the Yensid version, I think it's a blue dress, but I wanted the red dress because it looked nice, you know? Also, like, keep in mind that a lot of these were the first, or not a lot of them, but a few of them were the first takes. So the fact that they did such a good job on the first takes, commendable. Hold on, let's just check if anyone's watching. Still nobody's watching. Nobody's watching me. Oh God, what is that quality? Oh my God, what is that quality? Okay, I kind of have to change. Hold on. It says excellent connection. Oh, now my computer's lagging. This is the kind of things that that occur when you do the thing. And by the thing, you mean stream. Anyway, if you want high quality, then I don't know. Go check out the original video. That's high quality. HD, playable on all your phones, smart and dumb. This is a great. The music in the background, I think, is Bach.
Good skincare routine. Well, Miss White, I don't have a throat coat. Oh, I'm sure there's one in the store. I'm sure there isn't. I'll go check. How stubborn. Oh, this looks nice. It's got wheels and everything and... Oh! My...
Oh, damn. Lag happens at the worst time. This is a bit of a weird train wreck stream. I'm sorry to anyone who's doing this. Maybe I should have recorded this instead. But anyway, I want to go over the first because I think I want to like tell more about the actual story. I like the beginning. I started at the beginning. The beginning was why don't I get a throne? Because I found that it was fun. Like I was like wondering like how would we do this with only one throne? Do we have someone just sit in the chair? And I was like, wait, no. Why don't Snow White doesn't have a throne? Just to throw in the fact that it's so damning. It was it's she's not in a very good condition. Is what it is. I don't think.
You're not old enough.
Okay. Yeah. Uh. Yeah. Well, you're not old enough. That comes from the fact that in the originals, Snow White is 16, and Prince Charming is like 20 something, which I think maybe even 30 something, which is just kind of another example of weird Disney age gaps. That's what that is, and that is a bit creepy. Also, good skincare routine. I like that joke. I like most of these jokes. Heck, I like all of them.
Your Majesty. Yes? Why don't I get a throne? Well, Miss White, you're not queen yet. But I'm a princess. Don't princesses also get thrones? Well, Miss White, you're not old enough. I'm 29 years old. I just have a good skincare routine. Well, Miss White, I don't have a throne. Oh, I'm sure there's one in the store.
Storage room, yeah. I thought it would be funny if like this medieval castle had like a storage room, and storage room had a whatever the heck, like chairs and stuff. Cause like anachronism is a pretty good joke generator. I think uh there was this Tom Seven video about like improper hierarchy, which is when things are where they don't belong, and how and like a theory, and that was like a theory of humor. People like to say that humor dies when it's dissected, like a frog. Uh, and what I say to that is, uh, yeah, I guess, but I think that, if you don't experiment on frogs, then the damn government's gonna turn them gay. you know, what I'm trying to say is that, theories of humor I don't think are inherently antithetical to humor itself. Anyway, what was I talking about again? Oh yeah, this.
I'm sure there isn't. I'll go check. How stubborn. Oh, this looks nice. It's got wheels and everything, and oh, my life is a joke.
This was inspired by a chair in what we call the sad room, which is a room full of props. You will see the sad room later, don't worry. It was inspired by that chair. The thing is, it's normal, but then when you tip over it a bit, it just kind of gives way. You tip over a bit and it just sort of, oh, whoa. Sorry if that was loud. Hit my headphones there. When you tip over, it kind of gives way, and let me check the stream. Not maintaining enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Please? It's pretty good. It's like 480p. 480p. That's good enough for me. Anyway, as I was saying, it's inspired by a real chair, but this is not that chair, because the real chair would probably be way too, um, unstable to put that there. Unstable. And this is how they meet. Snow White meets the mirror. The mirror originally is kind of a small character, not really a small character, but it's like, uh, it just seems like one line delivered. But now it's a bit more involved. The thing is, I actually didn't really see the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs movie before writing the script. I knew about plot points, but I didn't know all of it. And I think that actually helped me, because without it, like if I saw it, I feel like I might have leaned a bit into the parody side of it, as opposed to this, which I think is a lot better when it comes to its own jokes. Uh, this is one of the wings of the Drumtorium, by the way.
Wow, I really do look young.
Yes, you do.
Who said that?
I really like this the motion there, the movement. That was great. That was good. Uh, heck, this movie's good. I made it. Anyway, uh, the person who played the mirror, Holden, kind of had to. We didn't voice over it because I think for two reasons. For two reasons. Reason one was that we had to have people react to cues, and it would be much easier for the people to react to the cues if the person who was doing them was actually in the shot. And number two is because a voiceover would have none of the like audio environment characteristics of a real of a sh- of a of the actual shot, so it would feel a bit out of place. But that also led to the hilarious sort of thing that was I accidentally panned over to him. Uh, uh, but I had to leave it in because that was one of the only two shots we got, and the other shot was not at a very good angle. You will see that later when it comes to it. Also, that sound was from Ace Attorney. I was initially going to use a sound that goes, bling, like the one that's like an idea in court, but then I found that one, and I thought that works better, so I used it instead. Also, I think that it's also better because, like, it's less obvious that because, like, I think it's just in that, it's less obvious that it's an Ace Attorney sound, you know. I haven't even played Ace Attorney. I just know a few of the sounds and the general, ideas.
The mirror said it.
How can you talk? You don't have a mouth.
I can talk because I'm a magic mirror, not an ordinary mirror.
A magic mirror in a store.
That was a jump cut. The not an ordinary mirror. It was a jump cut. Let's go back and see that
The
jump
mirror
cut.
said it.
How can you talk? You don't have a mouth.
I can talk because I'm a magic mirror, not
There.
an ordinary.
Yeah, jump cut. That's one of the few jump cuts. Originally, one of the first edits had way many jump cuts. It had a lot of jump cuts. And the thing about a lot of jump cuts is, it was intended to make the dialogue feel better because pauses without pauses. But what ended up just kind of feeling awkward and awkward. Lord Oddquard. Anyway, as I was saying, that was a jump cut. There used to be a lot more. There are still a few, but I chose to, I didn't actually have as many jump cuts as I was originally planning on. And I think that makes it a very differently paced movie than the other movie that was created in the class I was in, which is called Mr. Hultquist's Day of Reckoning. Which I think you can find. I might link to it somewhere by another person who has the same name as me. So cool. Anyway.
A magic mirror in a storage room?
I know. This place is a drab.
Classic misinterpretation joke, because of course the weird thing is that it's a magic mirror, and the magic mirror, because magic mirrors are ordinary for a magic mirror, instead it's just like focuses on the in a storage room part, because it is weird for a magic mirror to be in a storage room. I suppose it could be like the Ark of the Covenant and Indiana Jones, where it's just locked away. They never really explain how the magic mirror got there. Sequel potential? Eh.
Do you want to crash in my room?
Oh, yes, please. Your room must be luxurious.
Really?
You are the princess, aren't you?
It's complicated.
How so?
Well, when I was very young, my parents both contracted a deadly disease. They quickly fell ill. The possession of the throne was supposed to pass to me until my aunts moved in and took it from me.
Yeah, this is an explanation of whatever happened. I tried to find a way to make the exposition, fit in with the with the with the story, because I don't want people just lore dump without any good reason. I don't think anyone does really. So I tried to incorporate it. Also, the music in the background. I wanted to have sad music in the background, but I didn't want it to be sad music enough that it's the kind of sad music that gets played when you're trying to parody sad music. you know, I think I did a good job. Heck, uh, I am biased, but let me know what you think.
So, I'm a princess, but really I'm her servant.
Did your parents survive?
I don't know, I haven't heard from them for decades. I wouldn't be surprised if they were locked up in a dungeon somewhere, though.
Right.
Oh damn.
You are going to take me to your room, or what?
Oh, yeah. So, what do you think?
This is lovely.
Really?
If you think this is bad, you should see outside the castle. Once I saw a house made out of straw.
That doesn't sound.
The intonation makes it a bit strange, but the pun is sound, It doesn't sound blank means that you don't think it's blank. But that doesn't sound but like sound is a word for like structurally integral. Also, this is a good time to let you know that during the production of this thing, there was also another play being put on, an actual play, not a movie. And that one was also about fairy tales. And it also made reference to pretty much all the things I made reference to in this one, which is Three Little Pigs. I think there's and the next reference too.
Someone else lived in a shoe.
Yeah, that reference was also in there, and of course Seven Dwarfs were in there too. It's a pretty major plot point. The play was Law and Order Fairy Tale Crime Unit by Jonathan Rand. So yeah, if you have the time, I guess you could read it. I'm a bit weirded out that the thing is, the people were originally going to put on one play, but then they put on a different play, and that play was the different play in question was the play that is the Fairy Tale Order Climb Unit, which is a holiday. You do not understand that reference, don't you? Anyway, as I was saying, uh, I am not the most polished streamer. Give me time. Okay, as I was saying, they're originally going to put on a certain play, and that play was called. Excuse me. That play was called. I think it was called like One Man's Search for the Truth. It was by Tim Kokendorfer, and uh, it was very weird play, and people didn't like it. Apparently, and you didn't hear this from me. Well, I guess you did, but yeah. Apparently, allegedly, that's the word. That's the word that you use if you don't want to get in trouble, right? No, but seriously, this is just alleged. I didn't see that it happened. One person didn't like it, and then that opinion kind of spread like a virus, like a meme, you know? And the weirdest part is, I chose the cast in this play based on who wasn't a big cast in the other play. And so a lot of people who, you know, a lot of people who I kind of wanted in this play, well, not wanted, but, could have been in this play, weren't because of a casting choice that never even really mattered in the first place. But, you know, I'm so glad I got these people to do it because, I mean, you know, they were so good. Anyway, continuing. This is the other riser. You can tell I had to be a bit resourceful when it comes to places.
Ew.
Yeah, it was damp.
Yuck.
Yeah, that's something that like nobody really points out about that shoe story. You would not be nice, like living inside a shoe. Like shoes get wet and stinky, and so the shoe house would probably get moldy and disgusting. Anyway, let's move on.
Miss White, are you in there?
Who is that?
Queen No Fun.
Ah,
Who are you talking to? Nadia. Nadia? Yeah, Nadia.
Ah, goodness. Another. I'm sorry if the stream is buffering or if my voice is not good or anything. You know, this stream is kind of like this play in that it's ambitious. Uh, it might have a few parts that are, not up to par, but really it's about learning and it's about being cool and great. And also,
Are you in there?
who is
also, people take for granted how crazy video streaming is. Like, especially live streaming. It's like you have television, but like on tiny little computers. It's crazy, you know. And not only is it like television, but it's like live television. And not only is it supposed to be live television, it's like the livest television ever because it has to be super duper live in order for chat to be like in sync with the creator.
that?
Queen No Fun.
Ah,
Who are you talking to? Nadia. Nadia? Yeah, Nadia Business. Oh, it's a joke. Hi.
If you couldn't tell, that rim shot was deliberately distorted because I wanted to make it seem like because like I kind of lampshade hang, allude to the fact that the joke is a bit cringy, maybe even a little stingy. Uh, yeah, I'm not doing good for time, huh? We spent 30 minutes talking about 2 minutes. Let's get to it. But I still have so much to talk about, I guess. So enjoy the ride.
Haha. Open the door. Sorry, I'm gonna have to put you under my bed.
ah.
Come in.
Yeah, I deliberately chose all piano music for this part of the film, except for one part, which is a bit of a pivotal scene, and I think needed a bit of not pivotal scene, but like pivotal line. You'll know, and it'll you'll understand.
Your friend. Why are you suddenly so interested in who I'm talking to? You never listen to me when I'm actually talking to you. Has your answer so good?
I you know Writing the scene was actually like to write the scene. I drew on my experience of family fights. Don't worry, my family's fine. We're doing well. I think every family has fights. If a family didn't have fights, I want to know like what something else is probably going on. You know. But anyway, I wanted it to be like I wanted to portray the queen as not just cartoonishly evil, but like understandable. Cause hold on, I'll play it.
I have a right to know who you're talking to, and as a member of the royal family, you need to be safe. There are assassins everywhere.
Yeah. I framed it in terms of like there's a reason why. Cause I see people are just like, evil. That doesn't really make sense, does it? Not many people call themselves like I'm literally evil. Well, I suppose some people do, but a lot of the people that most people would say are the most evil or the evilest don't call themselves that. And it's sort of I it's kind of like it's sort of like the character of the queen is sort of an overlap between like a dictatorial world leader and like a strict mother. Also, it's her aunt, actually. Uh, in this one, uh, because I think that because again, it's drawing from like history, because like it's how like in like kingdoms have weird succession rules, uh, and how like that things when things conflict.
Right.
Oops, sorry. When things conflict, it's gets to be a bit of a problem because you don't know who's the leader. And now a civil war is going to break out because that's how it usually happens.
You never listen to me when I'm actually talking to you.
As your aunt Sophia, I have a right to know who you're talking to.
Yeah, sometimes just putting in. Sometimes people are a bit quiet in this. I had to like change. Yeah, some people are a bit quiet, and then some people were a bit loud. You'll notice. Like I'll talk more about that later.
As a member of the royal family, you need to be safe. There are assassins everywhere.
Right, and if an assassin comes into my room, the first thing I'm going to do is strike up a conversation.
I'm trying to make it so that I don't say anything or play anything when the stream is buffering. Because I don't want that. I don't want that.
With them.
You know what I mean. People will try to take advantage of you if you aren't careful.
Well, that doesn't mean you have to lock me in this castle.
Speaking of which, anybody watching this? No, 0 concurrent viewers. Fascinating. But I mean, even if no one's watching, if no one's watching, then I can dance like nobody's watching. Because nobody is watching. Yeah. Oh, that's probably the list of plays that were going on for the other theater companies at the time. I don't know which ones it would be though. I'd have to check the footage this date with the thing was created. And even then, the footage is weird. It shows it was filmed in like 2020 when it actually wasn't. I think the camera that it was filming on, because this was filmed on a camcorder and not like a phone or anything. I don't even have a phone. I just have like an iPad, and iPads don't film good video. So I use a camera, and it worked quite well. It worked really well, actually. So anyway, as I was saying, I'm talking about this. Yeah. But I mean, the backgrounds are a bit strange, but you have to you take what you get, you know?
All eternity like Rapunzel.
Rapunzel. That uh, uh, Oompa loompa doompa dee doo. What in the hell is wrong with you? Anyway, Rapunzel. Yeah, that was another thing that was in the Jonathan Rand play. At the very beginning, in fact.
Thanks for letting me know.
I'm just trying to do what's best for you.
Oh, that's me. But not of my own volition. You'll see some of the lines where I had to dub in.
No, you aren't.
Alright, miss. You're grounded. No leaving the castle for the next 24 hours. But hey, you've got plenty of time to talk to your friend.
Hey,
Yeah, that one part was the only non-piano part, and it was meant because no grounded. No grounded? Grounded. No leaving. No soap. Radio.
now person demon is gone to you. Get me out of here. These dust bunnies are killing me. Thank you.
No, thank you. Without your company, I would have to go through this all on my own.
Wow, that's quite sad.
No, Ugh.
Ah, yes. That was a pain to set up because we had to coordinate the the almost swear with cutting off and having the trumpets.
Royal meeting, also known as Everybody Fonder of the Queen meeting.
Hold on. Is everyone gonna be at this meeting?
That camera work was a bit weird, I tell ya.
Well, everyone in the castle.
Well, the thing is, there was only one camera, you know. In most, actual, not action. This is an actual movie. I'm a big shot. Uh, in most standard movies, there's a bunch of cameras filming different angles at the same time, so you can see, so you don't have to film multiple takes from multiple angles, and it all just doesn't work. But that's not what I chose to do. I think partially I I chose not to do that because this play had a bit of a development hell kind of thing to it. So I really had to do it, you know. I got what I got, but I didn't get upsot. It's a line from something.
Why don't you escape right now then?
I've tried, but the guards are everywhere. They don't go to the meeting, obviously.
Something is Jingle Bells. I just remembered. Anyway, yeah, guards gonna go to the meeting.
Well, have you tried the secret tunnels?
Secret tunnels?
Yeah, this part, royal meeting would be the perfect place for her to escape. But of course, I don't think any right individual would stop the guards from escape. Would like let the guards out of royal meeting when literally like all the important officials are in one room. That is a terrible idea. So I entered the secret tunnels because a lot of castles do have, secret passageways and stuff. And I assumed that the magic mirror would be knowledgeable enough from, sitting in that dang storage room that he could go and know about the secret tunnels, which ironically the princess doesn't. Anyway,
That was exhilarating. And
it's filmed at the exterior of the school, which thank goodness it looks like almost pretty much like great turn of phrase. Thank goodness it looks kind of like like a city wall.
exhausting and slightly disgusting. Too many rats.
Never mind that, you're out.
Heck yeah, I am. High five.
Ow, watch it, lady.
Sorry.
I really like that visual gag. And I like the acting that came with that gag. All around cool.
Now that we're out of here, what exactly should we do?
We should probably get out of the city. My aunt's gonna be looking for me everywhere with all the people being dead.
Only problem is there's a giant wall surrounding the city.
I think I have a solution.
Magic beans!
I was planning on putting the magic beans in there, but I don't think the special effects, it's until I learn, I don't know, until I gotta like put the thing in Blender and or like get like a green screen thing that doesn't work well. I don't know. I'll get Captain D on it. Anyway, I think it's good that I think
Yeah, I hope this works.
Wait, don't those grow overnight?
that was kind of what I was thinking while writing it. Like, cool. Magic Beanstalk. Reference. Oh yeah, also that was in part of the Jonathan Mann play too. But anyway, yeah, cool. Magic Beans reference. But wait, Jack and the Beanstalk didn't plant the beans and then suddenly a sprout grew. It grew overnight. Which actually doesn't make sense, because, like, don't plants grow during the day? Because, like, photosynthesis? How the hell kind of plant is that? Anyway, also, prepare for a great line delivery.
That's why I have this.
Protein powder!
You could tell the actor is passionate about protein powder. But then, yeah.
Exactly. Do you even know what's in this stuff? I sure don't.
Whoa, super realistic, I know. I like it. It would be hard to get one that's from a perspective, so I chose to do the cool thing and just sort of animate this still one. But I made this one myself. I made this myself in Krita, the open source drawing program that shows you a furry every time you open it. Not that I'm complaining. Boy, people are gonna take that and use it. Anyway, this is you know, I think I started with the lines and then made the leaves. I made these little things with the leaves and then this. It was a good opportunity for me to experiment with Krita. That's what I've been saying, good opportunity for me to experiment. This whole thing.
Careful not to drop me.
I didn't plan this far. How are we gonna get down?
Obviously green screen, but did you know that we don't really have a green screen? We had to project green onto like a white screen and then like chroma key it. There's also like some weird stuff going here, which is because it was the actress, like I feel like actress is being phased out a bit. So are a lot of gendered terms, which I kind of am for. Like if you like, why not just say, doesn't matter if it's a fireman or a firewoman. The house is on bloody fire. And this was a pretty cool challenge to chroma key.
We're gonna have to jump.
Okay, Snow, you're a princess. You have to do this with dignity.
That sound was a mixture of two sounds. It was a mixture of like a tree shaking sound and a crack sound, because I didn't want because I wanted to get the stuck in a tree thing.
Ah, I'm alive. Now to get out of this tree.
Hey, you forgot about me.
Oh shoot, how do I give you that?
Buffering, 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 buffering.
Grab a stick.
Whoa, this is so exciting. I've never been outside the city before, which means I'm kind of lost.
Lucky for you, I know this city like the back of my brain. Now, the first thing you want to do is run like the wind.
Bikes. Anyway, I shot this footage of Bird completely like this was impromptu. I had no idea I was going to use this, no idea that I was going to use it as a transition, but when I realized I could, I did it. Also, I'm sure like bird watchers and stuff will be able to say that bird doesn't make that sound, or maybe the bird does make that sound, in which case very funny coincidence, because I just found that sound on Freesound. But I heard that like there was like a golf game that put like forest sounds, but in reality, someone like called in saying, "Hey, those sounds don't match the birds that would live there," which I'm impressed because like did the person who said those sorts of things, did they intend to like figure it all out, or were they just watching it and then they're like bird instincts cooked took into gear and was just like, wait a minute, that's not correct. Never underestimate niche interests. They could save your life. At least I think so. I hope so. Because if not, what have I been doing? Yeah.
Who are you?
I'm the Woods Guardian. I sense great danger approaching. Danger?
This is the first Kevin MacLeod song. I think. No, actually, I think there were a few. Kevin MacLeod is a provider of royalty-free music and basically the soundtrack to many YouTube videos. I kind of really like him because, like, the thing is, he makes music in all sorts of different genres, of course. Because I mean, you have to providing, royalty-free music. It has to come in a variety of forms. But still, you do all these genres and then you upload them and you get people to use them for free. Just, I think, play any Kevin MacLeod song, from far enough back, like early 2010s. I think that you will find, at least if you are like me, that a wave of nostalgia will be coming directly into your directum. I don't know if I should like say like dirty stuff because I know if teachers are gonna be watching this. I guess I might just go Ned Flanders. Hi diddly ho, neighborino. You can do Ned Flanders like Mario. Hi diddly ho, neighborino. Yeah, Italian stereotypes.
Is it the Queen?
Not just the Queen, the whole army.
A whole army? I can't hide against a whole army.
What's going on?
Oh, that's just my talking gear.
How peculiar.
I take that as a compliment.
Wait, hold on. Could you see my reflection
A whole army? I can't
in the
hide
mirror?
against a whole army.
What's going on?
Oh, that's just my talking gear.
How peculiar.
I don't
I
think
take
that
that
was
as a
me.
compliment.
But if there was me,
Oh.
it'd be very
We
funny.
have to get back on track. We're running out of time. Is there anywhere I can hide?
There are a bunch of hiding spots in the forest.
You can tell this was the first take, but I kind of had to do it. I had to do it quickly because if not, then I wouldn't get this done. And I'm glad I did.
But they're occupied, and the ones that aren't for a good reason.
Yeah, true. I don't want to cohabitate with a mama bear.
I think that line kind of just sort of demonstrates a lot of the lines in this play, which is that they're like sort of they've got layers. This play is like an onion.
There's a small place,
But what?
well, there's a little wooden house in the forest. But there's 7 dwarves out there.
Aw.
These aren't the cute little adorable dwarves. These are mischievous dwarves, and they need to be quarantined.
I admire that jump cut. That jump cut, so good. Hold on, let me just. Yeah, I had like a fear that my mic wasn't recording, and it was kind of freaking me out. Anyway, jump cut. That jump cut, that is so clear. Like the audio straight up was cut. You know, you can't even really. Well, sorry. You can't even really reminders. You can't even really like detect that the audio has been spliced. That's how good it is. I could fake a speed run. Any speed run moderators who come across this, I'm legit, bruh. You know. And if you don't see that, I'll hire someone from like that essay firm. I'll hire someone, astrophysicist. Come at me, bro.
That's why they live in the house.
I find mischievous cutesy. If you insist, I'll lead the way.
With magic?
No.
Why?
I mean, you could just follow.
That one line was, did you notice it was me? Of course you did. But I could have recorded it with the person, but by the time I came around, like I wanted to, but I never got to it. And by the time I could do it, I didn't want to bother people. Just like, oh, I need to record this one more thing, because it was almost done. The day was almost done. The play, the semester was almost done. I was trying to do an impression. You will see some more stuff later, but for a better reason.
Oh, you cannot bring this near here. Why? This house is a no magic place. Remember?
My shadow.
These dwarves, quarantine.
The only magic I
Okay, just to be clear, I'm pointing out all this stuff about me, about the film. But like seriously, I'm really proud of this. Don't take this as like, oh, like as me self-deprecating, because I see a lot of people self-deprecating. But I think you should be proud of what you've done. After all, it takes, like what's the better outcome? You release something that's maybe not up to the par that you might want, or you spend forever trying to get it to the par you want, but every time the par rises. Like if you could say like, what if it was perfect? But like, if it was perfect, I would have had expertly crafted 3D models and like A-list actors, and made this movie 10 times longer or whatever. Perfect is less of a thing and more of like a standard. It's like the platonic realm of like ideals, that Plato thought of, which would be house the ideal of any idea, like the essence of that idea in one object. But the thing is, you can't get there. There's no way to get there. It's not the real world, and you just kind of have to accept that.
have is the power of sight and speech. Other than that, I am just a mirror. I can't move or cast any spells.
Foreshadowing.
One, please. Fine, all that. But if anything goes sour, I will have to take it away.
Fair enough. I won't cause any trouble.
And that's how I got here. How cruel.
I know.
There we go. Thank goodness I had good reflexes. Like, that's actually kind of a cool demonstration of like the human reflexes that you could just pull back in that time. Don't demonetize me for saying those words. Anyway, this is the sad room. There's the thing right over there.
Well, you don't have to worry about the clean finding either, because this place is a hidden evidence.
This is the schedule that we did. I kind of chose to leave the sad room as kind of what it is, because it kind of makes sense for the dwarves' house to be messy and have things everywhere, and I don't know, just dumb stuff. Also, cameo from crewmate from Among Us. I'd like to thank crewmate from Among Us for starring in this. And I would like to say to anyone who's drawing on chalkboards or whiteboards, maybe draw something else, like loss. There are tons of ways you can draw loss. Not to say I don't like the Amogus, I do, but I just think, it's everywhere. And I have to escape it.
Now, I hope you can keep the dwarves safe, because they are a handful.
Alright. I wonder where they are.
Hey, what's wrong?
Don't call me that.
So this is the first. Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything because I bet you could guess who's who.
Oh, hello.
Oh, Bufferland, 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 it's a Bufferland.
My name is Snow. Snow White.
That's a stupid name. Who names their kid after a color? Hi, I'm Burnt Umber.
That's yeah. I thought, yeah, that's sort of an idea. That's sort of something that, like, I tried to make the character a sort of like a CinemaSins nostalgia critic type. Well, maybe, like, I get that those people might not be like all just kind of flawed critique, but a lot of it is flawed critique. Yeah, I'd say it's a lot more CinemaSins, because, like, just trashing, I guess. I've seen videos about, like, oh, CinemaSins is like terrible because they don't get that a film is not just like, doesn't have to be real. And I think that I agree with that in some points. But I feel like, I think with any sort of like X is ruining Y, it's a bit of panic in it, a bit of potential hyperbole.
Hey, you! I made you this card.
Aw, thank you.
Oh my god, she likes me.
I think you know who that is. It's I decided to depict lustful as more of like a more of like childhood love than anything a bit more racy, because this is a kids thing with kids, well, grade 9s, but still, I wanted it to be, but I still wanted it to be like, oh, I see.
Are you a princess?
Well, yes.
Really? What's it like? I bet it's great. I wish I could live in the castle. This place sucks.
I spent a lot of time thinking about the costumes for the dwarves. A lot of time thinking about the costumes for the dwarves. And it ended up being, I think, fitting it very well. Like, I remember spending time in the costume room. Pouring over. Just, what? Look, there's some costumes right there. Yeah. Me? Oh yeah, look, these are some of the plays.
Well, I don't know about you, but my room, it's practically a castle. I mean, I got a grandfather clock.
Are you talking about my grandfather clock?
It's not yours.
I found it, so it is mine.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Alright, guys, just calm down. We can work this out.
Where's the champs?
That line was originally supposed to come right after, no you didn't, yes I did, no you didn't, yes I did, etc. Yeah. But it came after that, and I thought it was way better. And I had the opportunity to do that, like, the music stops. I had that opportunity. It's like serendipity. Like, you end up filming the accidents, happy accidents. You end up filming stuff that you didn't intend, but it ends up enhancing the experience.
I can't work any of this out. What are your names again?
Yeah. Now he's holding chips. Look at that. He's holding chips. He had that idea to, like, have chips again. And I supported that because it was funny. This is probably one of the favorite gags. And it was hard to set up too. You'll see why.
Prideful.
At different times.
I'm prideful. Where's the champs?
I can't work any of this out. What are your names again?
Prideful.
I loved that. I loved when and I loved it even more because it was so satisfying to finally get it. Because like, I had to set up all Sega at the same time. I had to practice it all. It's very funny.
Different times.
I'm prideful.
I'm envious. I'm greedy.
I'm lustful.
I'm slothful. Wrathful. Gluttonous.
So you're all named after the flaws you have?
Flaws.
Okay, let's just
Oh.
focus.
Bufferland, take me by the hand into the zone where you get pwned. Anyway, let's go back a bit.
Slothful. Wrathful. Gluttonous.
So you're all named after the flaws you have?
Flaws.
Okay, let's just focus on the issue at hand. So, greedy, you say.
There's a few pauses in there that are like obviously trying to remember your lines, but they also work as characters' natural pauses. So I was like, why dumb jump cut? Well, not dumb jump cut, but like obvious jump cut. But instead, you just keep it in.
You have the grandfather clock that's in Prideful's room.
Sure do.
And how did you get this clock?
Well, I can remember that I found it in one of the rooms, but I can't remember exactly which one. Oh, how convenient.
Keep it civil, people. I'm solution. What's your solution, MBS? Maybe I'll go.
No!
It's so cool though. Does everybody?
I really like the way this scene is written. I like the way all of the scenes are written. Really. I think writing this play was a great time. It was my first play, not really play, but like my first thing that I written like a play or movie or a first script that I written in which I didn't lean really hard into the comedy side because my other plays where a lot of it was just like constant humor, meta humor, and all that sort of stuff. Go crazy. I tried to keep this a little bit more grounded. There's jokes, but there's also dramatic moments. At least I think they're pretty dramatic.
Have another solution that isn't just taking the clock.
The easiest way is to do nothing. I think that's as good as fun.
Listen, why don't we just put the clock in the living room? Has no one thought of that?
Well, I actually thought about it, but I thought nobody else would.
Get out the way, old buffer. You're too late to jump the jump. Yeah! Ooh, voice crack. Anyway.
Understand it.
Well, that's BS.
Settle down. Okay, does everybody agree on this? So.
That audio, the silence, actually came from a different clip because I was actually telling them all to nod.
Who's going to move the clock?
Well, I'm the strongest here, so.
I'll do it.
She's so smart and strong. What a dreamboat.
These doors are such a handful. I don't even know if it's worth staying there anymore.
Ah! What are you doing in here?
What are you doing in here?
My name's Mr. Char, and I'm an explorer of the forest.
This is the only time I double cast. Actually, I double cast with Charlie the Tiger. Spoilers. With Charlie the Tiger, who was also being played by the person who played the Mirror, Holden. But since the Tiger is a non-speaking role, I thought it was better. But this, I think, is good too because Blake is such a good actor, honestly. Great.
Who are you?
Princess Snow White, niece of the queen.
What's a royal like you doing out here?
I escaped the castle. The queen is such a pain.
Tell me about it.
I like that pause too, because it kind of feels like she was about to say a swear or like a very bad insult, but then was just like such a, yeah, I should probably not, use such foul language, you know. Although she did almost say the S word. But still.
Ever since she got in power, the people in the countryside have been paying the price.
You can expect that from someone who commissions their statue of themselves every few weeks.
Anyway, I hope you have a good.
Oh, that's my backpack. Cool. It's cool beans.
day. I best be leaving now.
Wait, could you help me with something?
What is it?
There are 7 doors here. They've all got a flaw, which is coincidentally their name. I want to help them be better people.
Well, if the flaws are in the name, then it might just be their nature. Why do you need my help anyway?
I'm looking for someone who can help me help them. What kind of wildlife have you worked with before?
Bears, lions, orcs, trolls, griffins, dragons.
I like cool swoosh shot, motion blur. But I like that line because it's sort of like, it starts with wildlife you actually find, and then it becomes fantasy, because I want to keep in mind that this is like, it kind of represents the sort of thing about this world in that it's somehow both fantasy and sort of kind of reality. Like, when by real life we mean our world. Who knows, maybe this world is just some simulation. But if it is a simulation, I like what Bill Wirth said. What is it a simulation of? Which is true. Because, like, is it just some sort of experiment? Or is it like a metaverse? And who would make this? Anyway.
Be able to handle this. Well, just teach them some lessons about the forest. Maybe they'll learn something new about themselves.
You know what? I'm in.
Thank you. Be back here tomorrow.
Yeah, sure.
I deliberately made that awkward because I wanted it to be like, oh, the two are meeting. Plus, Mr. Char, clear take on Prince Charming, falling in love, but I actually didn't end up following through with it, and you'll see later how.
Awesome.
Alright, I'd like to introduce you to the great outdoor Mr. Shaw. Wow.
Do you got any meat? We ran out a while back, and I'm craving some right now.
What is your adventures? Take me with you.
You know what? Why don't we get out of this house? We can go into the forest and I can show you what I do as a forest.
Buffered up. Yeah, we've got buffered up. They let me down. Buffered up. Yeah, we got buffered up. I let him down. Anyway. Hopefully everything goes alright in the wash. Otherwise, we gotta put it in a new Vince cycle.
First explorer. Alright, the
Maple Leaf Rag. I thought it was good for this one because it's a bit upbeat. It sort of is funny, just being like, it's kind of a mismatch, but at the same time it kind of isn't, because I think it's in a minor key and all that. It's just, sort of, it's meant to be like fooling around.
first thing you want to do is find food and water.
Here's some.
Oh, good job. Now, don't eat those.
Oh, damn. Another buffer. Another one puts the buffers. Alright, let's go back.
Alright, the first thing you want to do is find food and water.
Here's some.
Oh, good job. Now, don't eat those.
Alright, so that's what you shouldn't do.
Oh, this looks delicious.
Oh, it is. If you give it to me, I'll...
Oh, you want this? Tough luck.
You're supposed to cook it.
Okay, Mr. Sharp, you go find food and we'll find shelter.
Good idea.
It took a while to get that scene to the level I wanted it to. I think people were corpsing. It was a bit hard getting, because everyone was in one place, and when you get about enough people in a place at once, they eventually start goofing off.
Oh my god, this place is amazing.
What do you mean? It doesn't even have a roof.
That's another one of me. Because Galen, the person who played Wrathful, wasn't available for filming, so I had to fill in for him. Also, do you see this? Anyway, oh yeah, I should probably mention this. This takes place in a in a forest. And the forest was it's by the school. All of these things were shot at the school, but originally it was meant to be the same forest by the other that was shot at the that you had as I was saying, it was originally meant to be shot at the same location that we shot the other two scenes in the forest, but then I realized that is not good, so we ended up shooting it right here because I found it and I liked it, and I still really like it. I'm so glad that I got to like shoot in very green scenes, and we didn't have to go to like a park or something.
Tell me one thing about this place that isn't perfect.
Tiger!
I cued the music so that the punch would take place right at the kick. Yeah, you're going to see something that, like, the thing is, Galen wasn't available. I needed a solution to do it. So I was like, what's something that can, like, I don't want to, like, go all out. Like, I wanted to be like, let's just lean into kind of the absurdity of it. So I did this.
Oh, I hate tigers.
Step aside, I'll take care of this. Ah!
This could be our last moments on Earth. Let's embrace each other before it's too late.
I'm sorry, I don't like you in that way.
My heart is broken.
That, like, hand heart that breaks, that wasn't in the script. There's so much of this that the actors just did. And like, so much of this that the actors just did. And it's so nice to have actors that can, like, that aren't just, invested in what you're doing, but they actually, like, they want to contribute to it. Of course, that means that sometimes what they say, doesn't really jive with what you want. But sometimes it does. And sometimes you really, it's a group process. It's a group process.
This is awful. I need you in the car. Please don't do this. You should really do much better now. Please don't hurt me. I have a good life ahead of me. Wait, did I just say that?
My anger wasn't good enough. Maybe it's not the best response in all situations.
I overestimated myself, which led to my failure.
We're buffering.
Maybe it's not the best response in all situations.
I overestimated myself, which led to my failure.
This is the part where everyone admits their mistakes. But you're gonna see at the end that it's meant to be serious, but it's also meant to be a bit funny.
Being careless with love sets me up for a heartbreak.
Laziness made me vulnerable to threats I could have.
Keeping things to myself deprives others of what they can do with them.
Eating everything isn't the healthiest choice.
I think we all learned a valuable lesson today. I learned that Charlie's still around and kicking.
Oh damn, you didn't get to do see the high five. Let's rewind and see that 5 again.
Isn't the healthiest choice.
I think we all learned a valuable lesson today. I learned that Charlie's still around and kicking. Me and Charlie have been best friends ever since I met him in a little place called Tupper. There, they teach us.
Oh, I should have said that high five took a bit of time to coordinate because it's hard to see out this mascot costume. Yeah, I put Charlie into the story because I realized, what's a way that everyone could learn their lesson, and I was like, forest, they could do some in the forest, and I was like, tigers, like well, first of all, I was like, what could be a thing in the forest that's a threat, and then I was like, tigers, and then it clicked. Charlie the Tiger, both a tiger threat, and also roars, like Charlie's also like a spokesperson, well, not really a person, spokes animal for roars, which is the thing of my school.
Students about a little thing called roars. I hope you will take the lessons that I taught you back inside.
Wait, you planned this?
Kind of.
You know what? I'm not mad.
I told you not to let them out. Well, but
I had to up the volume on this because the person playing the Woods Guardian was pretty quiet.
You planned this?
Kind of.
You know what? I'm not mad.
I told you not to let them out. Well, by doing so.
As I was saying, just in case it didn't come out in the wash, I had to boost the volume, but you'll see when the volume gets up again because Blake also was quite loud. This scene took a while because it's a big kind of lovey scene, and of course people are going to be embarrassed, but I think we did a good job.
I learned valuable lessons.
Look, I'm not sleeping.
And I'm full.
I still try things. You hopped through the door so no one else could. Well, I didn't do it alone. Yes, you tried. I thought I'd never see you again.
Oh, I missed you.
Oh my god! Sorry. Still, love, you know?
Hold on, Sarah. Where's your beer? Uh-oh.
That one, that like clickety clack, that was from the camera, but I thought it would work well as like a sort of transition to this climactic scene.
Where is she? Mirror, mirror in my hand, who's the fairest in the land? I know you can hear me! Ah, this must be a boring, ordinary man with no special qualities whatsoever.
I am not.
Here's the thing. All throughout the play, I built the mirror up to be sort of like a wisecracker and a bit of a metrosexual, if that's the right terminology. But what I'm getting at is, Queen's playing on insecurities. Maybe the Queen and the Mirror have a bit of a history. Sequel? Maybe. But it'll be hard to get everyone back. Maybe we do like one of those sequels that doesn't have any of the original actors.
Yes, I totally am. Please don't hurt me. What are you going to do with me anyway? I'm just a talking mirror.
You'll see. You! There you are. Now I'm only gonna say this once. Come with me, things will be easy. Things are never easy with you. You love control. You control my life every day.
I probably should have put this a bit lower, but I think that you can understand it.
Your loss. Speculum
Oh crap.
I have power to your jump. Control my life every day. Your loss. Speculum ardente!
How am I doing this?
See, that's the result of the foreshadow.
Make it stop, that's my friend!
I have power to your jump. Simple. Now, Miss White, would you like to come with me?
If I'm the fairies in the
So yeah, that's the pivotal climax, which is lasers. Yeah, I thought like if I'm the fairest in the land, I will take the light and heat and send it back to you. So like albedo, like reflection. And I think it's a sort of metaphor for how all her life been like put on by her aunt, but now she's taking all that stuff. Yeah.
You're pretty strong, kid. Are you okay? How does it look? I can take you to the castle if you promise me. No. You beat me. My time's up. No, I never meant for you to die. Listen. I want you to go to the lowest floor of the castle and enter the last door.
This is a bit soft. I might want to like up it a bit, but I think it's meant to be soft. Like it's meant to be like you really listening. There's a script, but I think it's okay because you can't really tell what it is. Again, I'm gonna reiterate even though I'm saying all these things that make it seem like, oh, this play's so low quality. I'm doing that because because I want to demonstrate that we're all fallible, and I want to acknowledge that this has some flaws, but it's still good. I really like it. I'm gonna maybe say some more things about this that are a bit more flattering. We didn't shoot the scenes in order. We shot, I think, the first two. Like we shot the one with everybody last because it was the hardest to get everyone there for, and we didn't even get everyone there for it. But it was good. It was good. It was really good. Yeah, this film took like I think about a month to like start from casting and starting to and like costumes to like editing and put it out there. I literally premiered it on the last day of the semester.
I don't know what to say. I do.
I decided to keep the music because it fits for both of these scenes because it's sort of sad, happy, kind of like unsure. I don't. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is a scene that we shot early on too because it had quite a little people, not not the toys, but like few people.
Mom, Dad, Snow! I can't believe it. You're alive.
Oop, script. I probably should have got that out. But I mean, whatever.
I can't believe I get to see your face.
You're as beautiful as you were when you were young.
It doesn't detract from anything, like the thing is, if you take a look at this, it's well done. I really like it. It's well done. Just because, like, you can nitpick anything. I think Dolly Tracks got on screen in Citizen Kane, but people don't really care about that because, well, I guess people do care, but it's more, but it doesn't really impact anybody's idea of the film, which is of a film that's deserves to be one of the films that is said to be one of the greatest ever. So similarly, I'm not comparing myself to those directors. I think I'm better than them. No. But seriously, I think that applies to any creative work that like, little flaws, keep in mind this is, this is a sort of a lighthearted exercise, an exercise in exercise in just sort of understanding, because like what's the point of doing anything if you can't learn from it? I think that's a theme in this commentary, is learning. This is behind the Dromatorium. That thing up here, there. Sorry, there was something going on. Anyway, this thing back here, that is the screen. That is the screen at the beginning, like of the first scene. The one with the throne. It was also the screen onto which the green was projected, or the green screen. So it's a pretty big deal. Also, I kind of like this graffiti because it kind of makes it feel like a cell a bit. Because like you see graffiti in like all sorts of places. So
How long have you been down here?
Oh damn, buffer. Hold on, let's.
I can't believe I get to see your face.
You're as beautiful as you were when you were young. How long have you been down here? We've been passed from dungeon to dungeon for years now. We've stayed in this room for almost a year.
And for every day we've been down here, we thought about you. And we knew however much pressure your aunt put on you, you would be strong and resilient in the face of it all.
I can't believe someone is saying that.
We always will.
The last thing the queen said to me was that she loved me. Well, that makes sense. Your aunt wasn't evil because...
That slip, perfect. Your queen, your aunt, that just like it's a slip, but it is a perfect slip because it's something a character would actually say, and it enhances the experience because it's like a shift from like she's your queen but also your aunt. It's just so it's just good.
That was her nature. She was the way she was because she thought that was the only way she could rule and parent. She never thought that she could change. She could grow. She could be something better.
Another sort of like instance of what like the thing what I was saying, which is that evil is not like it's not spelled out, and it isn't and it's often not as it's yeah, I think there's a lot of this story is about I guess it's not really it's I guess a parody, I guess. It's a parody of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. But it also kinda it's meant to be in its own work, its own thing that can stand on its own. And I think it accomplishes that. And I think it also is a sort of like thing that's like, oh, villains are villains. Like I didn't want to be like villains are villains because they just are, but I didn't want to be like a cliche villain origin. I wanted it to be like like she is who she is because we're all really products of our environment. And that's not to absolve responsibility from any of us, but just to say that it plays a big part. Also, this theme of change, the dwarves changed into better people, and now, but the queen couldn't change. Oh, also, the characters' names, Half White and Swan's White. That it's never said, but those are puns, because Half White, Off White, and Swan's White is from the thing that's like all swans are white. I think it's meant to be like an example of logical reasoning. In that like all swans are white is unprovable, but it can be easily falsified. Because if you see one black swan, then the whole thing's done. But if you see a bunch of white swans, how can you be sure that that's all of them? Maybe there are swans that you haven't seen. They're on, a different continent, different, hiding in forests, on other planets. You never know. So that's a bit of a directorial trivia. I never did give the queen a name, though. Oh, I just realized the queen is dressed in black, and the family's last name is White. I didn't even really do that, set that up, but it just kind of came about.
Well, now that you're alive and well, you can return to the throne.
Actually, we were thinking you could.
This kingdom needs a new perspective.
Someone who has been through a lot and can persevere in any situation.
Frankly, our glory days are over, but yours are just beginning.
Damn, Buffer.
I'm a princess.
Oh, damn. What the hell? Okay, let's go up.
Well, when I become queen,
Through a lot and can persevere in any situation.
frankly, our glory days are over, but yours are just beginning. You really think I can do it?
We know you can.
Well, when I become queen, I'll make sure both of you have thrones.
A tie into the very first part, and a one that feels like something someone would say. That's sort of a thing, as I said before, that I strive to accomplish throughout all of this, which is try to like make comedy, but grounded comedy. Anyway, let's continue because this is the credits.
I'm a princess.
This is a song by Bill Wirtz, who I mentioned before. Hold on, let me, because I wanna. This song really fits because it's about a princess, obviously, and it talks all about like isolation and stuff, and all sorts of things. And I think it really fits. This is Gentium Plus. Yeah, Charlie was played by two different people because Holden had to cut out from the beginning. At the very first time you see Charlie, it's Cassius. Because Holden had to cut out, had a prior arrangement. But you can't tell because, same suit. Anyway, this is Gentium Plus, which is a font that's meant for like IPA stuff, and you'll see why later. Producer, Captain Heidi Rogers. We call her Captain. She isn't like an officially licensed captain, but she's the captain of the ship that is Tupper Theater. Yeah. By on-set assistant, I basically mean someone who was there just to kind of control people and like help me. A lot of the names that I put down that aren't the names of the cast, I got from looking up people's first, because I know a lot of people by their first name but not their last name. Looking up people's names in the Microsoft Teams that we have as a school, because there's a feature where you can list every single user. So you basically just look there and you try to guess which user's which. It's easier because I know people's grades and it shows you their grades. So you could just sort of like, check. And if any of these people are watching this, that's totally a lie. I totally know your last names.
I'm ridiculous. I'm feeling very particular about my world.
Here are some of the sound effects. Oh, buffer time. I was a bit worried about using the song for the credits because like it's copyrighted, so obviously I'll get like a strike and stuff, and video probably won't be monetized. But the thing is, if it was monetized, then any money I would get, like I would feel like that would have to go to the actors, or in some split between me and the actors, and it would be hard to contact them. So I feel like it would just be, nice. It's sort of nice to know that like this is just a free thing.
What an interesting song. Tell me where I
These titles were directly taken from the titles from Freesound. So some of them have dot wave and stuff, and some of them don't. I'm not quite sure why though. The sounds resource is a part of like models resource and the sprites resource, which is basically a thing about ripping things from games. I'd highly recommend it if you need stuff from games. Like they have models from 3D games and sprites from 2D games. 2D games. And textures, just so much stuff. And if you're looking for music, you could just search that up. But keep in mind, Siva Gunner, SIIV. Well, it's actually SI. Yeah, it's SI capital I that looks like an L. VAGUNNER is a channel that posts video game music, but it's been edited. But it doesn't even tell you because it's like Kfabe. It's like a bait and switch type of deal. So just keep that in mind because I've seen people get fooled by it. But once you're in on the joke, it is very funny. Anyway, back to this.
tell me what's going on, where I went wrong, and what's the message in this song? Where are the lessons in this song?
Yeah, the first Kevin MacLeod was during the piano bit.
Tell it to me once before I'm gone.
Yeah. So maybe I should start talking a bit more so that the whole thing doesn't get down.
All the soldiers that surround me.
Yeah. Now look, 4. No, not 4, but like few Kevin MacLeods in a row. These are all N dashes, EN dashes. I'm a bit weirded out because there's a hyphen, there's an N dash, and an M dash. EN and EM. I guess that doesn't really help. But like one is the size of the letter N, like as in November, and one is M as in Mike. And they used in different circumstances. Look it up if you want to know more. It's really interesting and a bit confusing. Yeah. Look at all these things. Yeah, I hope that this dissuades the lawyers. I don't think Bill Wirtz has lawyers. I think that he, because like the thing that like copyright strike is Interstreet Recordings, which is another name for DistroKid. A DistroKid is a music distribution platform. So I don't think because he's not signed to because Bill is not signed to a record label. In fact, he's spoken out that he wouldn't even want to be signed to a record label. And yeah, DistroKid, like if you want to know a bit more interesting thing about DistroKid, you could look up on I think I forget if it's Kerry KH or Jack and Jellyfy. They made music for their own stuff. But then someone like uploaded it to DistroKid claiming it was theirs, and then they get all the royalties. And the worst part is that DistroKid didn't really help them. If you want to know more, you look at the video because this is all coming from the video. So if people who are like representatives of the company are like mad at me for saying this stuff about them, then go to the source. Also, if you're mad about me for saying stuff about your company, that isn't really good, then maybe, you know, I think a good choice of action is to do better things as a company, and then that'll never happen again. Yeah. That's not to say that DistroKid is like evil, but like I feel like I think every company has problems. Everything has problems. You just gotta. There just has to be a good way of dealing with them.
There's got to be more. There's got to be so much more, but I don't know what it's there for. I don't know what we're here for.
Okay, most of these are other people in my directing and scriptwriting class. Except for Nate Mitchell, who was a friend that also created videos on his channel, Gerald247Banana, and they were a big inspiration for me, because it's kind of just motivated me to just get her done, and you know, yeah. And two of my parents, and this is you. Yeah, you're thank.
I think of it when I sleep.
This is a land acknowledgement. Now, you know, land acknowledgements seem to be a big thing in like where I'm from, which is North America, a place that was pretty much all that was all land of people that isn't really their land anymore. Sometimes, you know, sometimes that sort of thing was taken cooperatively, but often it wasn't. Yeah, this like here there was never like any treaty or anything. It just kind of came in. So I wanted to use like a something that would like demonstrate the fact that it's their territory that they had, and now we're on it, and there wasn't really anything that that really kind of happened, and they still sort of have a claim to it, that they are quite, just like they're still, saying, hey, you never told us anything, you know. There are like a lot of different sources that probably put it better than I do, but basically, I wanted a way to determine that, to like say that, and I think occupied works well. You know, occupied territory makes it clear that there's people living on there that weren't really, you know, to be there, and like if you think that it's a bit like too much, like occupied, that seems a bit much. Well, the thing is, under, you know, what the nations say, that we are occupying them without proper right. And, you know, all sort of national stuff is sort of in the same sort of abstract level. So really, it's, on the same kind of level as military occupations in, say, in Ukraine or something. Well, maybe not on the same level, like in all respects, but in the respect of it being like claims to a land that aren't acknowledged by one another side, then yeah, it is. Yeah, it's very much a similar thing. Yeah. Yeah, this was edited in Shotcut. Now, Shotcut is free and open source and available for Mac, which are all things that I would like. But what I don't like is that it's often glitchy, like rippling doesn't work. You can't select stuff in multiple layers at once. And when you try to zoom in and out on the timeline, it freezes up. I don't know if that's just my dumb computer, my crappy computer. I wouldn't be surprised if it was, because, you see on this stream that it's a bit strange. The reason the audio quality is kind of lo-fi is because I'm using it out of my headphones and the Bluetooth wireless headphones. I might want to get like a microphone eventually. Yeah, I probably will eventually. But stay warsy, y'all. This stay warsy is what I say at the end of the PA announcements, because I'm on the PA announcements. Cool, huh?
Step into the machine
2023. That's the year that this was created.
makes them seem so appealing. Oops, there goes the ceiling. Oh, I'm a princess. Excuse me, I read that wrong. I'm a dunce.
That's the end of the song. But wait, there's a post-credit scene, and I'll explain to you. Yeah, it said you are a fine pickle. That was an outtake, and something that just got made up on the spot, and I think it was funny enough that I decided to leave it in as an Easter egg. Yeah, there we go. That's way more than you probably wanted, but you know, but probably should know about this my thing. I'm really, you know, oh cool. And I didn't really have many viewers, but I'm happy to be like just live streaming, period. Even if nobody's watching, because it's just sort of like there's something cool about you know, just putting yourself out there live. The fact is that like anyone can do it nowadays, and that's really interesting to me. Look how small this is getting. So my I'm very geez, I kind of don't know what to say. But anyway, this is kind of like that video in that I said this before, but it's kind of like the video in that it's an experiment, and its purpose is to entertain and for me to learn something from it, and I think that happened. So thank you, and goodbye. This will be available as a VOD, so anyone who could watch it can. Who wants to watch it can. I hope we're all doing okay. You know, I hope everyone's doing fine. Hello, I am. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you in the chat. So I will see you later. I'll see y'all later. I'm sorry, Gerald. Sorry, Gerald, for not noticing you, but I did give you a shout out. Yeah, go check out Gerald's channel. Very funny stuff. Very cool stuff. And I will see you later. I don't really know how to end this. I guess I'll just say to everyone, I hope you enjoyed this, whether you were watching live, which I don't think anybody is. Whether you're watching this live or on a VOD, thank you, and goodbye.